Boy, that temperature is definitely dropping out there. Get my camera set up. Oh, it's cold. We are due for a rather large snowstorm that's going to hit here in the next hour or so. But I had a couple of minutes that I could escape and bring my camera up here and introduce you officially to the new baby on the homestead and kind of tell you a little bit about her story. And maybe it could be a learning lesson for somebody else later on. Maybe other people might have experiences with this and might be able to share what they found has worked for them. We are transparent with our life and our homestead, and it's great when the story is wonderful, but man, when the story is not as great, it's a little hard to share. So here I am. I snuck up to the solar kiln because it's a little bit warmer in here than it is outside. I figured you guys wouldn't want to hear my teeth chattering while I tell the story, and since it's a little warmer, it's just easier. I've been watching my beautiful big longhorn for the last week and a half, and I had a feeling it was gonna be soon. As she started showing signs that, you know, her ligaments were loosening, she was developing an udder, and I knew it was coming. Now, most of the times with our livestock, especially our cows, I have an idea on when they're going to be due, but I've never actually been in the pasture when they go to calf. I've been pretty lucky on being able to just come out here and be like, oh look, we have a baby, and celebrate right there. And how easy was that? This one was a little different though. On Wednesday, my husband and I were actually up in the apothecary, and I was home that day getting some stuff done in the apothecary, and I kept looking out our beautiful little window that we have that looks upon this pasture, and I kept looking at the mama, and I was like, you know, I have a feeling it's going to be today. And I watched her for a good maybe hour or two, checked on her a couple of times. And I noticed that she would take a couple of steps and then just kind of like freeze and just stay there. And I would count. I'm like, okay, that was a couple seconds. All right. And then she would take a couple more steps. And then I noticed her tail was sticking like straight out. And I was like, okay, you know, like that's a little different. Outside of seeing calves being delivered on YouTube and a few in person, at our state fair, I'd actually never seen the laboring process. So I had a feeling, and my husband was with me, and I told him, I was like, you know, she's looking like it's going to be kind of soon. And so he stopped what he was doing and he looked outside and he was like, yeah, I think you're kind of right. So that was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I had to go inside because I had a meeting that I had to get ready for that night with our county. And so I went inside, and it was probably about 5 o'clock by the time I had dinner going. I changed my farm clothes, got myself cleaned up, looking a little bit more presentable to go in front and be a part of this meeting. And about 5:30, I got a phone call from my mom, who was coming straight to the apothecary because she was excited. She wanted to see what we had done in there for the day. And she called me and I was like, she was like, we have a baby. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, so I'm still getting ready. I mean, I've got my hair up and everything. And so I holler out to my husband who was out in the kitchen and I said, hey, I said, my mom's up there. She said, we've got a baby. She'd literally just had her. So of course my son and my husband, they hop in the side by side and they come driving right over. And sure enough, little baby was with mama. Well, at that moment, this is the part that got a little traumatic. This is the story that it's a lesson for sure. The baby had literally just been born and was just trying to stand up. And I don't quite know why this happened the way it did, but the other cows that were over in the other pasture came running over, and unfortunately I didn't get to see this in person, so I'm just going to describe it to you as how they described it to me. So the other cows came running over and they seemed like they were really excited to, you know, see the new baby. Everything was fine. Tada, her older sister, was actually cleaning on the baby and was loving on the baby, and mama was great. Well, the scary thing that happened was the bull. The bull came charging over to the baby, and it was like he did not even recognize that it was a baby, and he was trying to do some damage to that baby. Now at that time, my husband was luckily over here looking over the fence, and he realized that the bull was not playing. And I mean, my son said that the bull headbutted the baby and the baby flew about 5 feet. And so my husband ran into the pasture, luckily was able to get in between the bull and the baby, and he said that the bull like kept trying to like headbutt the baby and like dig it into the ground, like plummet it into the ground. And so at that time I was coming outside and all I could see was my husband carrying this baby like he would his own babies. And he brought it right into the run-in and set it on the ground. And my mom came driving over on the side-by-side and told me what was happening. And so, you know, that frantic, you know, oh my gosh, like that bull could have killed our baby. I came hauling butt over to our tack room, and luckily I had like my metal scoop and my metal pan, and I'm clanking it together because I want to get their attention. We've set up our pastures to where it's completely divided into two, and I've never had to separate my cows. I've always been able to just let them calf, and you know, everyone's been fine. We've never had a problem, but this is our first time with our bull. And so I got their attention. I got them all over onto the one side of the pasture. The baby is all the way over in the other pasture inside the run-in. And luckily I was able to get the bull and all the other cows except for mama and baby in one pasture. And we closed the gate down and we separated them. And as of right now, we still have them separated. The bull is over on the other pasture. They can see each other. And he's not trying to hurt the baby. He's not trying to mess with the baby or do anything right now. I'm still a little scared. I don't know if I'm ready to like open the gate up. I don't know if I'm ready to experience that again. This baby is beautiful. And she's just this adorable, you know, sweet little thing. And it's like, I don't want to chance it. So that leaves us to where we are now. We reached out to a couple of friends who have cows, have bulls, and they made some good comments. And honestly, like I understand what possibly could have happened. I understand maybe the smell, the estrogen from her that was heightened because of the baby being born, maybe the excitement, maybe he thought it was a predator. I don't know. And so we have not decided on what we are going to do with him. I have a few more cows that are going to calf in the next couple of months, and I need to make a decision. I need to either keep him separated or he needs to be moved off the farm, whatever that might be. Whether he goes to get processed. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what we are going to do at this very moment. What I do know though is we checked out the baby, and she's beautiful and she's fine and she is not injured. But it could have been really bad. It could have been bad for the baby. It could have been bad for my husband. It could have been bad all around. So if any of you guys have ever experienced something like that, or know somebody who has had the same situation, I'm open to hearing some feedback. I'm open to finding out a solution. And if the solution is that I have to make a decision to let him go, then so be it. Definitely one of those moments that make your heart completely just drop, you know, just completely drop, because I've just never seen that happen before. So now we are getting ready to fence in more pasture land and open the fields up and let them have more space. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. But for right now, this is her story. And we have choked about a few names with the baby. My mom likes the name Lacey because of her little lacy looking butt. But my son thinks that we should name the baby T-Bone because she literally got T-boned. And I mean, it was, from what it sounded, it was not a very pretty situation. But Mama accepted baby. And as of right now, all the other cows are separated from Mom and the baby. And we're going to keep that like it is until we make another decision. So, but this is homesteading. And always keeps you on your toes. I am just so very fortunate that my mom found the baby, saw the baby when she did. And I'm very, very, very fortunate and thankful that my husband was brave enough to jump in the pasture and run over and save the baby. And I'm just, all in all, I don't want to think of what could have happened if we weren't there. So, anyways, I'll keep you posted. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and learn something old. Bye, guys.